Hey everyone, welcome back to Memory Plan with me. This week I'm memory planning June 1st to the 7th, and I'm using this kit from the Prairie Planner. And it is a birthday themed. I apologize, I thought I remembered the name, but I don't. I'm using this kit because it was my nephew's birthday this week. And although I didn't get to see him, I did send him money for his birthday. It kind of sucks that I live far away from everybody. My whole family lives 3 hours north of where I live. And sometimes it gets hard because I do miss everybody and I don't really get to see them that often, but at the same time, I just don't think I could live in a small city anymore. Like, I grew up in a small reserve, and then I moved into, like, the little town site nearby, and then I moved to the city in, like, 2010, I want to say, or maybe no, it was earlier than that. Maybe, like 2006, I moved to the city, and I just never really went back, and I just got used to being in a city, so there's a story that you really didn't ask for, but I just yeah, I don't know. I do miss being living by the lake, but other than that, I don't know, small towns are just nothing's open late, and it kind of I got too spoiled and too used to living in the city. Um, what happened this week? So this week was my sickness. I've been very sick lately, and my allergies, I'm blaming my allergies. I think they're just, like, kicking me in the butt. And I've been in and out of the clinic getting different things, and then I had real bad side effects from one of the antibiotics. It's just like a whole freaking thing. I'm using some Simply Gilded bottom washi or just washi, I guess, but I don't know the names or the colors. I mean, it's clearly yellow, but I don't know if there's names for these actually. I'm also using a skinny piece as well. I don't know if I do it now or if I do it later. Maybe I do it later. Okay, yeah, so I put it on later, but it's like the skinny Simply Gilded bow washi that's like a blue or greenish color. I just wanted to fill up all that space at the bottom. And yeah, so besides being sick, there wasn't a whole lot that I did. I just worked all the time and oh yeah, I got into this new game on Xbox. It's another simulator game. Like, I've been so addicted to these lately, which are kind of silly because it's literally like just running a coffee shop, running a superstore. So right now I'm running a liquor store and it's so fun. And I'm happy because I get to use up my alcohol stickers because I don't really drink anymore. I mean, not that I ever was a really huge partier, but I don't really drink, so now I get to use those stickers. So getting into the day by day, the first thing on Monday I'm marking is that I was sick and I'm using this emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then I read, so I'm using the book that came with the kit. And then I guess I didn't go oh yeah, okay. So I didn't go to work this day because I had 2 appointments. But my mother-in-law called us and me and her were kind of talking back and forth. Well, so she's French and I'm English, obviously, and we don't understand each other, but it was like we were trying to help each other learn a little bit. So, for example, my husband was being the translator, but we would say a word in English and then she would say it in French and then we'd like kind of swap. But we were doing that with quite a few things. It was kind of cute. Um, yeah, I need to work on my French. Like I can't. I just can't. And then I had a dentist appointment, so I'm using this Planner Monkey Tooth to mark that. And then I did a workout when I got home, and I'm using this Planner Mania Girl. And then I just played Apex that evening, so I'm using this little controller from 3 years apart. Moving on to Tuesday, first thing I'm marking is I read, and I'm using this Alley Cat Shop sticker, book stack sticker. And then to mark work, I'm using the laptop that came with the kit. To mark that I had really major munchies this day, don't know. Must have been the moon time, I'm not sure. But I'm using this emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then me and my husband did quizzes this day. We usually do that on Sunday, but I don't know what the reason was. We just decided to do quizzes that day. And then I finished a book and I was really excited about it. So I'm using this emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark that I finished a book. And I think it was, oh, what was it again? It was a book that I really loved. And I get it mixed up with another one. Shoot, I can't remember. I just finished a book currently, like this week, I think. Was it this one? I don't know. Anyways, I think it might have been Mad Mabel, which I really enjoyed. I really, really no, that couldn't have been the one because I literally just finished that one yesterday. Anyway, sorry, then I played Apex and I'm using that bone sticker and I'm not remembering where it's from, not sure where it's from. I'm not remembering anything apparently. Moving on to Wednesday, let's just try to calm down and get back on track. I am using the alarm clock sticker that came with the kit to mark that I was up early. Then I got a Tim Hortons coffee, so I'm using the coffee cup that came with the kit, and then using the car that came with the kit, I'm marking that I went to go pick up my dad, so his vehicle was in the shop here in the city, so I had to go get him. I actually dropped him off, so I just had to go back and get him. Wasn't a big deal. I enjoyed the drive. I got to listen to Audible books. Then when we got back into the city, he wanted McDonald's. Oh, that's another thing. So there's no McDonald's, there's no like Burger King or all these restaurants up north. So whenever my family comes into the city, those are where they those are the places they want to eat. And it's like, yeah, not good for you. And I'm trying not to eat those places. But anywho, marking that I was, still sick, I'm using another emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then me and my husband played Escape the Backrooms on Xbox that day. So I guess there's a movie out right now. I don't know if it's still in theaters, but it's kind of based off that game. It was a really creepy game, but it was fun. And then I just watched YouTube, so I'm using the play button from Carl's Creations. Moving on to Thursday, first thing I'm marking is that was my nephew's birthday, and I'm just using the balloon and the present that came with the kit. And then marking still sick, using another emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. At this point, I don't know what was I think it might have been my throat that was bothering me. Like, I just chalked it all up to allergies, but then I ended up getting an infection. Like, my immune system is just terrible, and I don't know. I always feel sick. I'm forever feeling sick. It's horrible. Anyways, marking that I read, I'm using a book from the Prairie Planner. To mark work, I'm using the computer monitor that came with the kit. To mark that I got Happy Mail, I'm using the envelope that came with the kit. To mark that I played Dreamlight Valley, which I haven't played in a very long time, I'm using this emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. with Mickey ears. Yeah, like, whenever I go back into a game after not being there for so long, I'm just completely lost, so I don't even remember what missions I was doing and all that, but I ended up playing for, like, an hour or so. And moving on to Friday, first thing I'm marking is I read, and I'm using that emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. To mark work this day, I'm using the pencil that came with the kit. To mark that I went to get my nails done, I'm using the nail polish sticker that came with the kit. To mark that I watched a Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I'm using the TV that came with a kit. This was the second season. I actually only watched the first episode, and I honestly don't really think I'm going to continue. I just don't really I'm trying to do this thing where, like, I'm only going to continue watching shows if I'm into them or if I want to continue, like, sometimes I make it feel like a chore, so I'm like, if it feels like a chore, if it's like I just have to get through this season or if I have to get through this book, it's just not worth it, so I'm learning to DNF and just let go of things that I'm not interested in, so I don't think I'll continue that one. But having said that, I did enjoy the first season, but I don't know if it's just because I haven't watched it in a long time, I don't know. Anywho, to mark our Apex, I'm using this sticker from Stick with the Plan Co., I believe, and then I went to bed so late, so I'm using the bed sticker that came with the kit. Moving on to Saturday, my throat was killing me, and actually that's what I marked on here, so I'm using this emoji for once more with nope, emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. I always get those shops kinda mixed up here. And then I planned, so I'm using another emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. It's a really huge one, but it's cute. Then I watched a documentary, so I'm using another TV that came with a kit. Not sure which document I've been watching so many documentaries lately because 'cause they've been coming out with so many on Netflix. And then I relaxed, I'm using the couch sticker that came with the kit, and then to mark that I played that liquor store stimulator thing I was talking about, I'm using this Fox and Cactus wine bottle. And then moving on to Sunday, to mark that I went to the clinic, I'm using this Fox and Cactus girl with the mask. And I believe this is the day that I got those antibiotics, and after that, it was just like a downhill struggle, it was horrible. And then I might have finished actually this day too, Life is Strange, so I'm using that headset from Murdoch Talks. Then I uploaded a video, so I'm using the play button from Carl's Creations. And then I watched Gothica this day, and I'm not sure why. I was just in the mood to watch Gothica. And I'm using the popcorn that came with the kit. And then we went to get groceries. So I'm using the grocery cart that came with the kit. And then, of course, we went to get Burger King because we always do that on Sunday. It's just easy. It's right there, like right by the superstore grocery store thing. So, yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great week. Bye.